Most developers, beginner developers, got the CV wrong. And here's why. I know it's not about having more experience, it's about presenting what you do have in the right way. In today's video, I will be showing you tips how to master and craft your CV to make sure the role and the requirements fit into the job description. So, enough talk, let's get right into this video. Right, so I'm on my GitHub profile picture. All I have is all my projects I built. So this is important where most developers make a mistake. Is where they don't build projects. This is very important because once you have learned all these languages, for example, let's say you're a beginner developer learning HTML front end, then you'll be able to at least build a real world project. I said in my earlier videos. So once you have those and understand those fundamentals included, then it will be essential for you to include in your CV. So, for example, in this project you have built, you could say that you have built a Django app or a mobile app using front end and back end languages. Most importantly, where most developers make a mistake is that they only write the short description. So inside of your GitHub profile pic, let's say if I click on some sort of project, so let's say this here, and most importantly, this is the description where the developers should be able to include and describe what it's all about and what languages are you been using. And also the README profile pic is also essential for you to, of course, showcase. So people will be more interested when they look at your uh, profile pic and your projects that you built. Most developers write a description or short description saying, I built a web app in their projects page. They realize that it's a short description. They haven't used no frameworks, no front end language or any type of language they've been using and how to integrate this. So this is incorrect. The most descriptive tool I will use is to say I have developed a weather dashboard using JavaScript, integrating Open Weather API, featuring dynamic UI updates and responsive layout. So something more detailed description, but not too vague. My second tip is, most importantly, I would of course recommend you to build actual projects, not calculator app or to-do list. Those are like basic ones. Anyone can use that from from YouTube. But while those are very practical ways to understand your knowledge, it's not really beneficial for long-term understanding. I recommend you to build a real world project that scale the business. So, for example, I built a mobile app that contains 10 downloads, 20 downloads. People enjoyed the app and has a much interface. And what is the purpose for it? Those are the questions you'll be asking app much more, especially tech recruiters from other companies, for example, Amazon, Google, IBM, etc. According to my statistical calculations, 97% of you haven't subscribed. What are you doing? Please make sure to hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to reach 100 subscribers. Even it's not our desirable goal, but your support do really appreciate. So let's continue back to the video. The essential part that most beginner developers make a mistake is that the layout of the CV looks really different compared to the ones that they were hoping for. So most CVs would, of course, look like very messy, but not really structure. But also, some of the mm, profiles are really out of place. So, for example, in this uh, technology CV, this developer CV right here. This is a demonstration example. Ah, This is a CV template example used by resume.io, which I, of course, discussed that in my last video. So check them out. Link in the description below. As you can see, there's one uh, person who made the CV look clean and organized. So she, of course, included the profile picture, saying us as an innovative software developer. So big words as innovative, and of course, words like demonstrated capability, so actions what she used, demonstrated demonstrated capacity for developing scalable, efficient software products for initial conception through testing and deployment. So this is what the actions what she has been doing so far. So you don't have to, of course, as for a profile or personal summary, you don't really talk about, of course, yourself or your hobbies, but talk about the roles that you are being using and being building. Talk about your skills. How do you use these skills? And talk about how yourself professionally. So those are the essential ways of how you be able to how you get noticed by jobs. You know, so this is known as conflict of interest. So conflict of interest is where, let's say, for example, you have applied for a different role, not really associated with tech, but it is similar to tech, but not really desired job that you're looking for. So if it was an IT support technician, where you have experience in web development and software engineering, they would, of course, think about it. They'll be interested, but essentially, it's not the requirement that they're looking for. So this is very important when it comes to skills. Skills are essential ways of how you be able to develop those ways of how recruiters sees it. You know, so I would, of course, recommend for all beginners to build a CV that requires all of the essential skills that you have been built, and include that on the this experience here. So this is an example, but obviously it's not really, but obviously it's in a company, as an example. But you could talk about how you be able to build force. Talk about how you built this, and how it uh, how it's more scalable. So there are other examples of different CVs. So let's say full stack developer, another CV example. So that many CVs that are called ATS friendly, which stands for, yeah, so which are ATS friendly, applicant tracking systems. Lol. Anyways, so yeah, so these are, of course, examples how CV templates should look like, and skills, and the layout are how it, of course, essentially will look. So skills are in the right hand side, employment history. You don't have to showcase your employment or your education if you're a beginner developer and you want to break into tech in that situation. To conclude of this video, most beginner developers get the CV wrong because they write like students. I repeat, most beginner developers get the CV wrong because they write like students, not engineers. Show your stack, show your architecture, show your problem solving skills, show what you have been built, showcase yourself, sell yourself. This is all I have to say. Anyways, this is your boy Soft Sen. I'm out. Take care.